We are reading from Caitanya Caritamrita. We are on chapter 2, text 5. We're continuing reading from the purport of text 5. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we heard yesterday that how the impersonal conception of the Lord is just is not the perfect realization, because we are looking at the supreme absolute truth from very far away. So whenever we see an object from very far, we can't understand it properly. It appears very hazy. So that is how the conception of the impersonal aspect of the absolute truth is. Means that thinking that, what does it mean? That thinking that God is just light and stopping till there. That means we are looking at God from very, very far away. We are not yet able to, we have not yet gotten closer to him. We have not done further research. So going on, similarly, the super soul, which is called the Paramatma, is a plenary representation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are non-different. Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna. He came 500 years ago to teach us. He came to give us love for Krishna. And so the Paramatma feature is a feature of Krishna. And since Krishna and Lord Chaitanya are the same, so the Paramatma feature of, the Paramatma feature is also a feature of Lord Chaitanya. The Antaryami, the super soul in everyone's heart, is the controller of all living entities. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15, wherein Lord Krishna says, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sanivishta. I am situated in everyone's heart. So Krishna says that I am in everyone's heart. That's the Paramatma feature of Krishna. That's the super soul feature of Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita 5.29 also says, Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. We just read this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, indicating that the Supreme Lord, acting in his expansion as the super soul, is the proprietor of everything. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam, that I'm the enjoyer of all the sacrifices, all penances. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. I'm the Lord, I'm the proprietor of everything. He says that this is the peace formula, which we were just hearing in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in each and every atom of this material universe, in each and everything that we are seeing, inside each and every atom, the super soul is pervading. So he's the owner of everything. Similarly, the Brahma Samhita 5.35 states, Andantarastha Parmanu Chayantrastham. The Lord is present everywhere, within the heart of every living entity and within each and every atom as well. Thus, by this super soul feature, the Lord is all pervading. So when we say the Lord is all pervading, he's omnipresent. How is he present? He's present in his feature as the Paramatma, as the super soul. So many people think, oh, because the Lord is present everywhere, so how can he be present in one place? How can he have a form? So we are putting our limitations on the Supreme Lord, whereas the Supreme Lord is unlimited. He's inconceivable. So he can be all pervading in his Paramatma feature, and he can still have a personal form, the Shyam Sundar Govinda form, which is in Golok Vrindavan. Because we put our limitations to God, we put a stereotype that, oh, according to me, God should be like this. According to me, if God is everywhere, then how can he be in one place? How can he have a form? It means he does not have a form. We don't realize what's the value of our thought, Our minds are so imperfect. They are so limited. Whereas here, Krishna is saying it, that I'm everywhere and yet I'm a person. And all the devotees, pure devotees, are also saying. That's that's the inconceivable potency of the Lord. And that's why he's God. That's why he's God, because he has this inconceivable qualities. And that's the reason we are not God, because we can't be everywhere and still be in one place, you know. So furthermore, Lord Chaitanya is also the master of all wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, because he is Sri Krishna himself. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is trying to explain to us that we should not misunderstand Lord Chaitanya's position. He's Krishna himself. He came in the form of a devotee. That's the reason Krishna, sometimes it is said that Krishna comes only in three yuga, that he comes only in the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. You know, why? Because in those 3 yugas, he declares himself that I'm the Supreme Lord. But in Kali Yuga, he comes as a covered incarnation. He does not openly declare that I'm God. But he comes in the mood of a devotee, and that's Lord Chaitanya. He came in the mood of a devotee to teach us how to become Krishna's devotees. He came to give us love for Krishna. So Krishna, when he comes himself, he never gives his love so openly, freely. When he came 5,000 years ago, he was not inundating the whole world in the love for Krishna. He didn't openly give love for Krishna. He just said, you surrender to me. Krishna, when he comes himself, he says, you surrender. But Lord Chaitanya, he says, he openly gives, take love for Krishna. Anyone, everyone. No need any qualification. You don't have to be born in a particular family, have any particular knowledge, don't have to be belonging to a particular community or country. No, nothing. Anyone. So in the feature of Lord Chaitanya, the Lord is an ideal renouncer, just as Sri Ram was an ideal king. So Lord Chaitanya, he took up sannyas, and in the sannyas order of life, he showed how to be a perfect sannyasi, how to renounce the world perfectly. Lord Chaitanya accepted the order of sannyas and exemplified exceedingly wonderful principles in his own life. No one can compare to him in the order of sannyas. Although in Kali Yuga, acceptance of the sannyas order is generally forbidden, Lord Chaitanya accepted it because he is complete in renunciation. Others cannot imitate him, but can only follow in his footsteps as far as possible. Those who are unfit for this order of life are strictly forbidden by the injunctions of the Shastras to accept it. So actually, in Kali Yuga, sannyas, taking up sannyas is forbidden. But Lord Chaitanya still became a sannyasi to teach us. Because some people were disrespecting him, and he's the Supreme Lord. So he said, if now people disrespect me, become offensive to me, how will they get purified? How will they come back to Golok Vrindavan? So he knows that still, if somebody is in the dress of a sannyasi, automatically they will respect him. So he took up the sannyas order. So it's for the benefit of everyone. He took it for benefit of everyone, and he showed how to be a perfect sannyasi. And if we are not at that stage, that's what the thing is, because many people are not at that stage to properly follow the vows of a sannyasi. So they should not artificially take up the sannyas order just to get some respect from others, because it's a respectable position, and people should not misuse that position just for getting respect. It's a complete means you're completely dedicating yourself, mind, thoughts, and words to the service of the Lord. So Lord Chaitanya, however, is complete in renunciation as well as other opulences. He is therefore the highest principle of the absolute truth. So Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. Krishna is full, he has all renunciation. So Lord Chaitanya has all renunciation. By an analytical study of the truth of Lord Chaitanya, one will find that he's not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. No one is greater than or even equal to him. So there's no one equal to or greater than Krishna. Although we want to become equal to or greater than Krishna, but factually no one is. We want to become, that's the reason we are here in the material world. But are we? We are not. That's the fact. So in the Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Mata parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Thus it is here confirmed that there is no truth higher than Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. There is no truth superior to Krishna. There is nothing beyond Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate truth. He's the highest truth. He's the absolute truth. And because Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, there is no truth higher than Lord Chaitanya. The impersonal Brahman is the goal of those who cultivate the study of books of transcendental knowledge. And the super soul is the goal of those who perform the yoga practices. One who knows the Supreme Personality of Godhead surpasses realization of both Brahman and Paramatma, because Bhagavan is the ultimate platform of absolute knowledge. So there are the Gyanis who want to cultivate knowledge. They want to study the Vedas, the scriptures, and they study the knowledge, and their goal is to merge in the divine light. And then the yogis who sit in meditation for thousands of years, and their goal is to realize the super soul, the Paramatma sitting in everyone's heart. But these are just partial features of the absolute truth. These are partial features, but one who understands the absolute truth as a person, Bhagwan, that is the ultimate absolute knowledge. There's nothing beyond that then. Nothing beyond that. Because the knowledge of the absolute truth as light or as Paramatma is still incomplete. Understanding that God is light or understanding that God is Paramatma, these are incomplete understanding of God. Understanding that God is a person and that the light is coming from his body and he is entering into each and every atom as Paramatma, that is the perfect understanding of God. Absolute knowledge. Is that okay till now what we have been reading? It's technical, but I'm not sure if...
Sorry, just one question.
Yes.
You said that the sannyas order was not meant for the Kali Yuga.
Yes.
So like what?
But still the devotees take it up so that they can spread Krishna consciousness movement.
And what does that mean that it is not appropriate for the Kali Yuga?
Because we are so fallen in this age, we might misuse it. Many people become sannyasis, but why do they become sannyasi? Just to get some name, fame, adoration, worship from the general people. But they are not capable of keeping the vows of the sannyas order.
Oh.
That strict celibacy, completely dedicating their lives to the service of the Supreme Lord with their mind, body, and words. So it's a very high, very not easy thing to practice for everyone.
Okay, so that's not the path for Kali Yuga. That is not recommended.
Yeah, our goal is not to become sannyasis. Our goal is to become devotees. What is recommended is become a devotee. Chant Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Yeah. Our goal is not renunciation. Our goal is engage everything, everyone in service of Krishna. That is true renunciation.
And I remember you mentioned also that if you become a devotee, renunciation and knowledge comes as a gift.
Yes.
By itself.
Yes.
So you don't have to aim for it separately. That is the result of what you're already doing. If you're doing devotion, it's the result of devotion, right?
Bhagavatam says that, yes.
Yeah,
Bhagavatam
Bhagavatam says
says
that, right?
that what happens? Bhakti is followed by Gyan and Vairagya. Vairagya is renunciation, Gyan is knowledge. So the more we engage in bhakti, the more we will be situated in knowledge. The more we are situated in knowledge, automatically we will become more renounced. We will understand, oh, nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to God. And the more bhakti we do, hearing and chanting, more we'll realize, oh, I'm not this body. I'm a part and parcel of Krishna. I have an eternal relationship with Krishna. What am I doing here in the material world? Let me go back home, back to Godhead. Why am I holding on to these material things, which are just keeping me here longer in this material world, which are becoming, I'm thinking they are the source of my happiness, but they are actually the sources of my misery.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So do you all want to finish this this purport? Or?
Yeah, I think we can finish this one.
Okay. The personality of Godhead is the complete form of Satchid Ananda, full life, knowledge, and bliss. Now, when we are saying that God has a form, so what is that form? Everyone is baffled. Who's God? What is God about? Many people think about God, they speak, they speculate. Maybe God is like this, maybe he's like that. But his form, what is it? Is Satchid Ananda. Sat is eternal, never changes, never ever changes. Eternal, Sat. Then Chit, knowledge. It's full of knowledge. It's not like how this body is full of ignorance. This material body is full of ignorance. And the eternal God's form is Ananda, full of bliss. He's just happy. He's just happy, And our body is the source of our distress. There's so many ways this body gives us misery. Physical, mental, other people will give some misery to us. There might be some natural calamities. So by realization of the Sat portion of the complete whole, unlimited existence, one realizes the impersonal Brahman aspect of the Lord. So God, he has this Satchid Ananda, right? And he's realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So the Sat feature, the eternal feature, when somebody has understood God as light, so they have understood the Sat feature of God, that he's eternal, never ceases to exist, is pervading everywhere. There is not 1 inch where the Brahman is not there. Is Brahman, the light which is coming from God is there in the spiritual world, in the material world, everywhere it is there. So that is the Sat feature. Then by realization of the Chit portion of the complete whole, unlimited knowledge, one can realize the localized aspect of the Lord, the Paramatma. So then the yogis who have understood the Paramatma feature of the Lord means they have understood that God is eternal. So they've understood the Brahman aspect, and they've understood that God is full of knowledge. They have understood his knowledge aspect. So, but they have not yet understood the Ananda portion. So, but neither of these partial realizations of the complete whole can help one realize Ananda or complete bliss. Without such realization of Ananda, knowledge of the absolute truth is incomplete. So the absolute truth has 3 portions, Sat, Chid, Ananda. Sat is eternal, always exists, never changes, never ever changes. Chit, full of knowledge, has all the knowledge, and Ananda, all full of bliss. So the Gyanis who realize the Brahman aspect, they say that God is light. They have understood that God is eternal, never changes. They have just understood the Sat part. Then the yogis who have realized the Paramatma, they have realized that God is Sat and Chit. He is eternal and he's full of knowledge. But they don't know that God is also full of bliss. They have not realized that Ananda, so their understanding of the absolute truth is still incomplete. They have not gotten the full picture, you know. So that Ananda can be understood only by devotional service. Only by engaging in bhakti can we understand Krishna in full, Satchid Ananda. Can we experience the absolute truth in full. This verse of the Caitanya Caritamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is confirmed in a parallel statement in the Tattva Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami. In the 8th part of the Tattva Sandarbha, it is said that the absolute truth is sometimes approached as impersonal Brahman, which, although spiritual, is only a partial representation of the absolute truth. Narayana, the predominating deity in Vaikuntha, is to be known as an expansion of Sri Krishna. But Sri Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, the object of the transcendental love of all living entities. So in Tattva Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami, that's his commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in Tattva Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami is saying the absolute truth is, many people, they think that absolute truth is the light. The light is the absolute truth. But this absolute truth, this light, of course, is spiritual because it's coming from Krishna, but is not the complete understanding of the absolute truth. Understanding that God is light is only a very preliminary understanding, you know. And what is the highest understanding is that Sri Krishna, he's the original form of the absolute truth, and Narayana is his expansion, who is in the Vaikuntha. And that Lord Krishna is the object of the transcendental love of all living entities. Means we have an eternal relationship with Krishna, eternal loving relationship, transcendental love. We don't even know what love is. What we experience in the material world is all lust. What goes by in the name of love is lust. So we are not able to understand. The only when we get in touch with bhakti can we understand this love for Krishna. You know, the more we engage, then the more we can experience a little bit of that love. So it's a bit technical, this verse, but I hope it's okay. In short, it's just trying to say that God has 3 features: the complete absolute truth, God. Krishna has 3 features. Krishna, he, the person who's residing in Golok Vrindavan, Shyam Sundar, 2 hands, 2 lotus eyes with a flute. Then the light which is coming from his body is called the impersonal Brahman, which many people think that God is light, but it's actually just coming from the body of Krishna. And some people think that God is Paramatma. That Paramatma is also an expansion of Krishna. Krishna has expanded in each and every heart of every living entity and every atom of this material creation. That's his Paramatma feature. So all 3 is the complete absolute truth: impersonal Brahman, Paramatma, and Swayam Bhagwan Krishna. These 3 comprise the complete absolute truth. I hope it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Were there any other comments or questions on this?
No questions, but this is very nicely explained here, the Satchit Anand, like how you explained the 3 parts with the personal Brahman, knowledge, and the bliss. So this is more clear, like how Krishna is always called Satchit Anand.
Yeah.
And how it is connected with the forms also. So this is good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
I think all things are so much connected.
Yes. Yes. There's no contradiction, actually. The more we try to understand, you know, it's all, everything points to Krishna, then everything makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Everything makes sense when we try to understand it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll stop here for today. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.